Hello, I'm Harley Trung. I can speak Vietnamese and English and Mandarin. So, if one of you guys want to, want me to do it in Vietnamese, I'm happy to explain in Vietnamese. So, raise your hand if it's not clear anywhere. Okay. For the purpose of this audience, it's registered under English. I come from Code School. We're in Ho Chi Minh City. We teach web and mobile application development for engineers. So we require some experience, we help you learn faster, and we hope to build a network of talented engineers. And by partnering with great companies, we also help engineers find excellent opportunities at great companies, like here or at Google. And I provide two URL here. I will share this slide later. It's nothing of this. Okay, it's hd.go/Hanoi. If you want to see or learn more about Code School, we have a demo day. I'm finishing our first class in Hanoi. It's the web development in Ruby on Rails. Is on Monday, December 12th. So if you click on that one, it's a Facebook event page. I just created like half an hour ago, just for you guys. More details to come. So, what is Code School? Just 2 seconds of your time, so you know. I hope to get you interested in listening to me. This data is from 2 months ago. So by end of this November, we have 3,500 people applying to our classes. We graduate 13 forms. So that's 14 classes and graduate about 240 people, 8-week courses, and we partner with companies. We have more community partners. All of these partners are in Ho Chi Minh City. So now we hope to open more classes in Hanoi. We just launched the first one. We're finishing the first one. So that's it. Why are we talking about Facebook Messenger thing? Well, interestingly, right? Facebook and Google, when they launch anything, like look at AngularJS, look at Firebase. They buy some company or they launch something, it just goes viral super fast because they have billions of people. And Facebook Messenger platform is awesome because people have used it like crazy. It becomes easier to buy stuff, right? To do customer support. And basically now on your website or somewhere, you can say, hey, send us a message on Messenger now. There's no contact us box on the stupid website anymore. Or you can use the barcode scanner. You can scan on your Messenger app and then scan the code and you can talk to the merchant, community, what have you. Anyone who has a Facebook page can use the Messenger platform. So it looks like this, right? You can send a message to this Messenger platform. You send a message to a Facebook page, and then it authorizes you. Like, oh, you agree for this page to collect some data about you. Like, you're talking to the Messenger page. You're not talking to a user, right? So your IP address, your locations, all in there. Are you looking at the message? Where are you? It knows. So it has to ask you for permission. Now, what can these things do? The bots are behind the Facebook page to talk to you. Okay, so we here is in the tech talk. We think about the API, application programming interface. We will make some web requests to Facebook, so you can send or receive messages by making requests to Facebook. And Facebook make it easier for you. You can create template. So when your user talk to your bot, you can provide a picture, text, or a menu, the various things you can provide them. Even better, there are services that you can hook into them, like with.ai that Facebook acquired, many other companies. So that when your user talk to you in broken English, in anything like in human language, I want to look up my flights for tomorrow, right? This service can break it down into something that the machine can understand. So that's fun. But I want to give you a little bit more information on why it's also very cool. It's actually just, in short, it's a command line interface. Who here knows what a command line interface is? Raise your hand if you're a developer. Right? This is a command line interface. So in 1990s, you had like MS-DOS, and then you try to boot into Windows, but you have something that a black screen and some text, and then you have to learn how to find out where you are, how to go to a directory, how to get the computer to open a document editor, right? And this is on Linux, right? Not Windows. But then things get better. People provide a graphical user interface, right? Make it easier for people who don't want to read any documentation, right? They can just look at the computer and they can get the computer to do what they want, okay? But then things get complicated. There are too many tools, and then our grandma, when they look at the computer, they still don't know what to do, right? Now, things get, along the way, things get also simpler. You can do text messages, and you can order, right? Send, it's just a one-on-one conversation. They send you a menu, and you reply with one or reply with two. And this is a back to from graphical user interface. Now you have something like a conversation user interface. But then it gets smarter because it's not just SMS. It's not just text messages. You can send images, menu, etc. And if you've heard of WeChat in China, it's like a Zalo of China, right? It's like WhatsApp in China. But on that, people can sell stuff. You can book Uber. You can do anything in there. It's just a chat tool, right? Chat platform, it becomes an operating system because people can just run any HTML5 apps on them. So that's cool. But we're here for the messenger bot. My goal is this. You here sitting here, you can go home and read up all these tutorials, how to create this most amazing messenger bot. There are tools and libraries. Let's do it do it the hard way. Let's do it like, from scratch, so we can understand how things work. So first, we need to have some web server, because that's how Facebook will talk to us, okay? And then we also need a Facebook page, because that's how the user will talk to us. And then we create a Facebook app. That's where you specify the configuration for your HTTP server or your web server to work with the Facebook page. And then I'll show you how to send the damn message. Alright? So it looks like this. So here's an example. I run a server here, but I have a messenger, a Facebook page, and then you click on send a message. You send the page, okay, not a Facebook group. Message, and you guys read the text here? Too small? Oh man, everyone should just come here and sit. That's too far. The code's going to look like this. Alright, so I say something, hello, and then say, it translates everything I say to Vietnamese. And you can make whatever language into Vietnamese there. But it's a simple example. It means our bot can understand what I write to the bot. So it helps the users contact me. It's up to me. I can save the user message to the database, or I can go to Google Translate and translate the message and send it to the user, which is what I did here. Okay. Very simple, just to remind you, user can add your Facebook page like a friend, so there's a messenger code, or you can provide a link on your website, user can click there and they can send a message, or you can say, hey, go and text this username, right? And then it's just like your name, just product name. So if you sell Coca-Cola, then I message Coca-Cola, then the Coca-Cola messenger bot will reply to me. So let's see. I am going to do a walkthrough for us to understand our code live. So you will get to see all the mistakes I make, but I'm going to make it bigger, don't worry. Now, while coding live, I also would like to share with you the URL that you can go home and follow. Oops. So it's ht.gl/devfest, right? And you can follow later if you feel like this is something that interests you. Okay, so there's a table of content here, and I just made it really easy to understand here. There will still be questions, but feel free to reach out to us, and I'm happy to walk you through it. Okay, so let's start server. I'm gonna make everything much bigger. So I'm gonna make Dear Devfest. So see, I just have an empty folder. All I need to do, if you have your laptop, you can follow along. If it feels fast, do not worry, just take notes, right? I have an empty folder. Can you guys see the text? Should it be bigger? Alright, so there's nothing here, right? So I'm going to do the first thing. I need to have a web server, okay? And in Ruby, I have a text editor. I can use anything, but let's say a test server. So I call server.rb. That's a Ruby server, right? And normally, who here knows how to write a web server in Ruby? Okay, so we use a very simple library. It's called Sinatra. And when the user go to this URL, you return the text hello world. Alright. Writing a web server is that easy? Oh man, you never knew, right? You can apply to Google now. So, actually, Google prefer Python, right? Now, how do I run this guy? Does anyone know? If I run right now, the way to run it, I run Ruby and I call the server.rb file. If I run it, it will complain that I don't have the Sinatra library. Okay? So, you can do gem install Sinatra. It install to your system. I'm doing a little bit more here. For those who know, I write a file called gem file, and in here I specify that I will install the gem. Gem is a library. So ruby gems.org gem Sinatra. That's it. And then I run. Okay, so bundle just means you install all the required libraries on the left, and then I run bundle. It means I just download them from the internet if the internet's working. As simple as that. I have the required. It's called dependencies. I download. I have a Sinatra is a small web server, and I have the required dependency to run it. So then I run bundle exec ruby server. So it's similar to running Ruby server, but bundle here just say, look at this guy, and I have all this Sinatra. I will include other libraries later, but that's the first library I use. Okay, what does it say? All right, someone's already using this port, so I'm going to. What it's going to do here is that it opened a port 4578. No, 4567. And then you can just go there. Localhost 4567. Alright, what do we say? Hello world, right? Oops. Great. We just finished a simple web server. But what use does it do for us? So for those of you who just come in, okay. When you guys find that it's too small, something is too small, just let me know, okay? I'll make things bigger. Alright. What I've done so far is really simple. Let me just run the server separately here. You guys don't have to worry about it. Ruby server. Alright. So I have the server running, but what is it running? It's running the file server.rb, just like that. Okay? I finished step 1, which is creating a web server. Step 2, I need Facebook, right? To allow my web server to become a bot. So let's go to Facebook. You can create a new. You have to create a new Facebook page first. So I already created one. So I think I created one. So it's like this one. Everyone should know how to create a Facebook page, right? Google will ask you a few questions. You can skip them. And here's what it looks like. I have an empty page. but you see there's a message thing here. Because you're the owner of the page, so if you say view messages, it's just showing the message. But here's the thing, copy message link. If you're not the owner of the page, your user, there's a button to actually say message you. But okay, I have a link. I don't have a page name yet, so it looks like this. But if you create a name, for example, what I showed earlier, like go to school, then you can just say m.v/go to school, and you can go there and send a message to the Facebook page. Great. So I go here and I can send a message. Alright, this is not good. You guys can see all my screen. Let me somehow make it less. Alright, this is better. Okay, so if you say hello here, you want the bot to be able to receive the message, right? How does it work? If the user say hello, it should go to Facebook and then it should go to our web server. Correct? Correct? Can someone nod your head? Anything unclear about that one? Okay, well, I have a Facebook page, that's good. And now I have to do a Facebook app to give the logic, right? What to do when someone visit my send a message to my Facebook page. So you go to developers.facebook.com, and then there's my app. You can create a new app. So I created one, so we don't have to do it. It looks like this. Okay. And you just need to do one thing. Go into add product and add a messenger. So I already did that. Add messenger. It's a product of the Facebook page. And in this messenger thing, there are two things you have to pay attention to. Token generation, right? This token is basically your web server needs to know this token. This is their agreed token, so they are. Facebook can make sure you are the guy you say you are, right? That you can access this app. Okay, so it's like a password, right? A webhook. Here's where you're asking for permission. Hey, Facebook app. When someone sends a message to your Facebook page, this is a hook, right? Can you send some request? Tell me, right? That someone actually did something. Send it to my hooks. Okay? Callback webhook. So if you in the programming world, that's they are somewhat similar. Callback means you go somewhere, they visit your website. That's like a callback. Webhook is the same idea. So initially you don't have anything, and you only have to check two boxes. It means when I receive any messages from the user, please notify me. Okay, good. When that's messages. When I present the user menu A123, the user click on that button, yes or no. Then you send me that data. For example, what would you like to order? Is it a drink or a meal? We prepare a button for the user, right? And the user click a drink. Then in there, you send back the data to your server. You already prepare some data for Facebook to send back to you. How much is a drink, right? Any extra data, name of the drink. So that's good enough, okay? There's some other things as you work on your messenger bot for a long time, then you can make it more advanced. Like, when did the user read the message? If someone read the message and you're like, thank you for reading my message. Or when you send it over there, the internet is good, it received, the user received, and then they send back that information. There's just a lot of things. Do not check message echoes. You know what happens? If you say message echo means user says something, it goes back to you, and then you go back to them, then go back to you, go back to them, and then it just crashes your own server. Right? Unless you know what to do there. Okay. So, we need to tell Facebook where to go. Can I tell Facebook to go to localhost 4567, and then they will see hello world? Raise your hand if you think this is a good idea. Come on. If you raise your hand, it means it's awesome. If you don't raise your hand, okay, thank you very much. If you don't raise your hand, it means you're busy typing, or it's better to be wrong and then we're right. So Facebook cannot go to localhost. So we need a URL. Who knows how to make Facebook go to somewhere and then that can go into my computer? Tunnel? Some people say tunnel. What's a tunnel? So there are a few services, and I actually say I provide you guys a few options here, and people make some money through it too because it's costly to set up a server as a proxy. You go in there and then it goes to your computer. But this guy gives you a free option, so you go to nrock.com, download the thing, and I already did that. Okay, and then what I did is I say nrock http 4567. It means, hey, nrock, someone go to your URL, you go to my localhost, okay, like 4567, right? It's an HTTP. There are other web protocol. So it opened now. You will have something like this, which is the URL in nrock, like blah blah.nrock.io, and then it forward to your local host. That sounds cool. So I already set it up. I have nrock, and it looks like this. And then you copy this URL. You see this guy? If you click on this guy, and then I thought it was going to visit the URL. Yeah, it does. All right, it goes to hello world. Now the entire world, you guys can type this URL and you can see that I say hello world in there. That's exciting. So let's go and tell Facebook. Tell Facebook that they should go there. So I already set it up. It's funny, but after you set it up, it goes to this webhook thing. So see this URL? Yeah? And there's an edit thing. You set the URL here. Okay? And then you save. And Facebook complained a few things. Well, first you need to, this is a verified token. It means you tell Facebook that when they visit you, they tell you this token. So let's say Devfest 123, right? I have some Devfest. Okay, Devfest token. Who knows what this is for? It's to prevent you, not Facebook, from pretending to be Facebook, and then go to me, and I'm like, oh, are you Facebook? Yes, I am. Okay, what's the token? You don't know, right? Because only Facebook knows. Devfest token. So I do that. Click here. They require it to be HTTPS. No problem. I do that. I press save. And then, whoa. And then it's saved. I think, let's see, right? I don't think that is correct because Facebook should verify. Let's try again. I'm going to delete it so I can explain to you more clearly. All right, don't be shy in raising your hand if it's like a little unclear here. So webhooks, set up webhooks. All right, callback. Right, it's a hook. It's a callback URL. I say, hey, go to my server. You can also say, oh, go to callback or something. I say, just go to my server at root. Nothing else. Devfest token, messages, postbacks. That's it. I already explained to you why these two things, verify and save. And then you see there's an error here. A secure URL is required, no problem. And then it say, okay, this is interesting. Can you guys read? I read to you, right? The URL could not be validated. The response does not match the challenge. So you tell Facebook, hey, when you talk to me, you tell me this thing, Devfest token. And Facebook is like, okay. So then Facebook knock on my door and say, hey, Devfest token. But I did not open the door. Facebook need to hear something back. So what Facebook does is like, hey, Devfest token. And also say 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what your job is, you have to read this word and say 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell Facebook 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they're like, you are the guy. Right? So that you cannot pretend to be me and talk to Facebook. Okay, cool. Then I have to update my code. Let's look at the server thing that I was just writing. This thing over here, I want to highlight, this is what Facebook just did, okay? Facebook sent, well, it's kind of hard to see, huh? Facebook send a request to my website, and then it say hub.mode subscribe. Subscribing to this thing, okay, nice. Hub.challenge. This is the thing that Facebook say 1, 2, 3, 4, a challenge. Okay, whatever the name is, challenge, and then hub.verify token, Devfest token. Okay, so Facebook come to me with all the information required. I have to deal with that information. So in the note, you guys can see more information. I'm going to just go straight in and type, because I think there's not much time. When Facebook send all that thing, it's under params. Okay, so you can print out the params. Let me just show these. Let me copy the other thing. All right, I'll copy this guy for you to see. Okay, Facebook come to me with this URL. It's like this. It's like Facebook visit, whatever my thing was, this one, and they visit this with this URL. That's what they do. Okay, and it's our job to analyze this data. So I am going to do if, okay, params hub.verify token, okay, equal, who knows what it is? Devfest token? Is that right? This over here? Alright, verify token is Devfest token. Then you tell Facebook this guy, hub challenge. Then you return params hub challenge. Otherwise, hello world, anyone else. Okay? Basically say you're not Facebook. Okay, if it's too small, raise your hand and I will know to respond. Okay? Sounds good? Let's test. If I go to this URL right now, okay, I press enter. Alright, it doesn't change because I need to restart the server. Hey, did you see this? When Facebook visit this URL, something like that, every time it gives you a different challenge number, but you tell Facebook the challenge number it sends. So that's good. And let's try again. Okay, so save, verify and save. Alright, so it's validated. It's correct. Now two guys know how to talk to each other. You cannot be the middleman because we have an agreement, right? This is a handshake there. Okay, great. Now I can receive the thing, right? Next is I have to... Facebook now has validated that this is a server I'm going to talk to. I need one more thing. I have to go back to the token that you guys heard me explain just now. All right, I subscribed this bot to this token, this page. So copy. This is a token. When you write code, do not put this token in your code. You tend to put it in a place that is safer, right? Don't push it online. So a way in the Linux world is that I export it to an environment variable, page access token. So there are other ways, but basically if I do this, then in Ruby I can say page access token. This is a Ruby console and it will return the string. Okay, that's the string I have. Alright, so I have the token, I have the webhooks. I think I'm ready to do something cool, which is you can make some URL to Facebook. Okay, now I'm going to type something here. Let's see if I get something in my server. Okay, something here. Because we're running out of time, I am going to explain and directly just write the code. Where's my code? Okay, here. If you write, so now it's done. Facebook go to this slash and then verify is you. You have to do one more thing. When you write a message, Facebook will send a post request. It's like submitting some information. It's submitting a form, and then you are processing this form. Okay, in this, so it's a different. This is like submitting a form. The server receives something. In this guy, you are receiving the data so you can process, and inside this data you have their message body, the message text that user wrote. So request.body.read, that's how you get the data. So it's streamed, right? So you have to call .read because .read, because it will go one line by one line. User sends something, you start receiving. Oh, okay. It supports streaming if you need to. Data, and then Facebook send you in a JSON data structure. Who here knows JSON? Can you raise your hand? Yay! Almost a lot of you. So it's a string, but I'm parsing it. I have to call JSON.parse this data. Okay? It converted into the key and value. Now for Ruby, then you have to say JSON, and it requires the library JSON. So I have the JSON, and I can print. I think JSON has a pretty print format, so maybe I can print it out. Pretty generate JSON. I'm not sure. Let me just see. JSON Ruby, JSON pretty generate. Yeah, it looks like that. Let's see if it looks nice. From a data structure JSON. Okay, so this is my JSON result, and I'm just gonna return OK to Facebook. Facebook doesn't care what you return. And let's run the server, which is bundle like that. Okay, let's try sending a message. Hello, right? 1, 2, 3. Hey, check it out. It sent the a post request. It's not a get request, right? To our server. This is good. I forgot to print it out, so maybe I do something like that. I try again. I have to print out to the console. So hello, 1, 2, 3. One more time. All right. You see this guy? I just printed out what I received from Facebook. And this is the content you always get from Facebook, which is structure. This is the JSON structure. You see key and value. It's always object page, and then it's always entry something. So in this case, what I have, very interesting, is obviously the data, the ID in the database, the time it was sent, messaging. The user can, Facebook may send you one request, but you may have a million users send you at the same time. So Facebook have to send you all the requests in one, right? It doesn't send you every single one. So they can combine them. So I have a few. So in this messaging, so one message, you have the sender. Who's the sender? Your user, right? Recipient, you. Okay, your ID. This sender ID is awesome. I need that because I can send back a reply. Okay, and down here, what is it? There's some structure here that say message, text, hello, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's good. I can do something about that hello 1, 2, 3. But let's just send back something to them. And for the sake of this thing, I'm just gonna copy this ID. Okay, maybe we can just get the data directly. It's a bit tricky to type, right? Let's just do it. Sender ID. So the user ID. I have to get it. So it's from JSON. Who here can guess what the type is? Let's see, JSON entry, right? Is that entry? Yeah. And then inside entry, what is it? It's a bunch of messages, right? Entry is an array, and then inside entry you have messaging, and then inside messaging you have sender and ID. Okay, this is crazy. All right, let's do it. JSON entry, so that's your entry, and in each one of them, this is one entry, okay? And in each entry you have messaging. Is that right? In each entry you have messaging, and in each messaging, okay? So you see it reads just like English. That's why we choose Ruby today. You have message, text. So the user text was actually messaging, message, text, and then the user ID, we're treating every single message here, right? Messaging, what is that? Sender, ID. Okay, if only there's now a magical way to just send back a message to the user. I can send back, like, let's say, I say send message, and I can send back the same text to the user, and I can send it to this user ID. How can we do that? Okay, so far, okay, so maybe I can print, let's just print here, okay? User ID sent this message text. Let's see if this is correct. Okay, user ID sent this. All right, let's try it one more time. I say, hey, user 1234 sent hey. Awesome. Okay, so now we have to read the documentation on Facebook and say, how do I send Facebook a message? Here you need to send, Facebook just send you a web request, HTTP request. You send back an HTTP request. So I need to use a library called HTTP. Okay, right? And in my gem file earlier, I need to include this library. So you run bundle, in this case I run bundle install just to set up the library. And then now I can require HTTP, and then I can send HTTP.post some Facebook URL here, and Facebook will receive and then know who we are and what message we want to send. All right, let's stop the server and go back to our server file here. Imagine I have a message called this. Send back to user ID and say, hey, you said. And then send back this text to the user. That's cool. Hey, you say. And so in order to do that, I define a method called send message. All right, so I need to know what the URL is, and I say http.post to that URL, and then I need to post the structure. Okay, does that sound too crazy? Okay, now it's just a structure that's a little hard. So I'm going to, if you in the doc, okay, I open the doc, you have this doc. I provide you something called the API reference. So don't be afraid in reading up this API thing. And it's like this. You send Facebook to this URL here, graph.facebook.com, me/messages, and then access token. This is the URL, right? And access token is your password, your token. So Facebook know who you are, and you have to give Facebook this structure, which is who's the recipient and what message you're sending them. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. What's my URL? This one, HTTP graph blah blah blah, and then access token here. I need to include it. I already showed you. I can get this access token by env this way. Okay, so this video is recorded, for example, right? People see online, they watch it online, they cannot see my token. They cannot pretend to be me. So this is a safe way to separate your code from the logic, the data, right? Code and data, they're separate things, right? So I have the URLs. I can post to this URL, and I'm going to send a JSON request, and here I will send some data. What is data? I have to refer back to this guy, which is here, recipient ID and message text. You can see this thing, right? Okay, let's do that. Data is recipient ID is my ID up there. So here's my send message function. So user ID and text messages, right? So user ID and what else here? Message, text, and then text. Okay? Oh, I see a lot of people nodding your head. That's a good sign. What are we doing here? Define the URL, define the data. Let's send a post request to Facebook. Okay, so I send a post request up here. Every time for any message that Facebook tell me I receive, I will send back that thing. Looks good? Yeah, let's try. Okay, run the server. Now, it's not good. We got an error. Who here can spot what the error is? Line 21, forgot to close the parentheses. Right. Over here, and Facebook is here. Let's look at our server at the same time. Yo, right? Hey, you said yo. We finished. This is amazing. I can make my bot say whatever I want. Okay, so you see what happens here. Facebook sent a post HTTP request to you. You check, okay, this request has some information. I know who the user is. You send back a post request to Facebook with your access token, with your password, right? Facebook knows it's you, it's not someone else. And then Facebook process that data. And then Facebook, act like a bot, it sent back to you. Now, one final thing before I take question. For example, I can do it like, I can add one extra gem. It's called Easy Translate. So this is a library, right? This library, I can set up this library by calling easytranslate.api key. You need API key again. Google Translate is not free, but it's very cheap. You can sign up for an account. They give you a token again, right? Secret token. Do not give it to friends, because if they use it for 1 billion people, you're gonna go bankrupt. All right. So I just have this token somewhere in my environment variable. So translate API key. I hope that's right. So instead of say, hey, you said, I say something like, response text is easy translate. I can translate this text to Vietnamese, okay? And then I just put here response. Okay, easy translate. I think I'm not using it right, but to give you an example, translate the text to Vietnamese. Let's see if that's correct. By the way, I can test it right here. I run bundle. I can test it right here. Look, easy translate. Okay, do I have it? Yes. API key, I set it to be, I think if I do it here, my key will display. So maybe I'll have to try a trick. Translate, what's that? Translate, what is it? API key. I return some other string here so it doesn't show. And then I say translate hello to Vietnamese. All right, it should look like that. Now, can our server do the same thing? Oh, I still have some problems, so I have to say, okay, require easy translate. Okay, and then I set up the key, and then I run it. Great, let's try it. What's going on, man? All right, okay. Okay, this is a terrible translation. It means you need to find a different. This is good. We can compete with Google. Google actually is not translating it correctly, but I demonstrate to you how to use Facebook. Use the documentation to create a bot. All right, and then the bot can do smart things, like calling another API. Okay, so this is Google Translate API, but you can use natural language processing, like with the AI. You can go to some API to break down what the user is saying. And then you can code extra logic. So you've seen a lot of people build bots, and this is done that way. So I'm teaching you the hard way. The easy way is to go online and use the library Facebook Messenger gem. It's a gem, and it will look like this. Let me show you. And your code will be easier to maintain. So in the case that if I use a gem, it will look like this. It still reads like English, okay? So I have this gem. So I use a gem called Facebook Messenger to make it bigger, right? And I include the library and I configure the setting. So again, the token. This gem can subscribe to the page for you. So you can. That's why it requires this extra app token. But if you subscribe yourself, you don't need it. And then every time you receive a message, okay? Every time you receive a message, you can. This is just printing it out on the first few lines here. But then you can start treating the message differently. If the user say cat, you say send back a cat image. If the user say quick, then you provide the user a button to say, hey, do this. If the user say menu, you can create different menu. Let the user order something, for example. So I do this. For example, if I I'm not sure if I can get this to work right now as a demo. Let's see. I run this. It's a different server. Okay. And just as easy, you go to, in this case, am.me slash coder push, and I'm going to send a message to this guy. All right. Hello. Go here. Chào bạn. Go. It's the same. But if you say cat, another API give you a cat thing, right? So this, you can make things right quick here. You provide the user, so if they click here, they do not have to type that word, but you can provide them the string for them to choose from. And then you can say something like menu, and they provide you a few yes, no menu. And here it's different, right? You're submitting data. It's not typing out the data, but you're submitting it. Okay? All right, any question about Messenger? All right, everyone raise your hand like this. Please, come on, we're done, right? Everyone just raise your hand, hold on. Please raise your hands. So keep 5 fingers if you understand everything I said. Do this if you do not understand anything I said. And do this if it's 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Let's go! Take a picture. There's no fist? Oh, you're too nice. Where's your hand? You see, when everyone raises your hand, I can see who's not raising. Thank you for your attention. If you have questions, one last chance. Yes?
This won't be my
Excellent question. Well, it's a Facebook page. Messenger.com is just, a site where you can send a message. You can go to Facebook.com and the user can still send a message from there. Yeah, you can send it from Facebook.com. But when you're the owner of that page, then it's a little confusing. Are you trying to read the messages, or are you trying to send a message? Okay? Make sense? Any question about Messenger? Come on, there are like a billion questions in your head. I can smell them. For example, can you have a group message system, conversation? No, not yet. In Slack you can create a Slack bot. You can, right? Because Slack you have to join the room, the bot has to be in a channel or a private group. But with Facebook, it's just one-on-one. The user has to agree to talk to you. Then you can send a message back. Okay? If you want to message all your users who like your page, you have to pay Facebook a little bit more money. They don't want people to spam everyone. It's possible. Just submit it to review. If you try my coder push now, you send a message, it will not work. Who knows why? It's in development mode. Only admin, tester can test it. So I have to put it live, make it in production mode. Then everyone can message it. It just takes a few hours for Facebook to review. Unless you want more information, like permission. Okay? So put it live and enjoy. Now, just a little bit more. If you like what we did, there is, our passion here is to build more interesting stuff. iOS, Android, Node.js, Ruby. We're gonna add a React course soon. There's a React hackathon next week that I'm a judge of. Come to our demo day 2 weeks from now. I just set it up right before this, so there's nothing much here, but there's a nice video to watch here. But you come and see what people learn after 8 weeks. Only 2 evenings a week. And come meet people. It's an up co-working space. Hope to see you there, because now if I see you, I probably remember. Do you mind if I take a picture? Then I will really remember. Oh man, I cannot take a picture of everyone. Let's see. Panorama. Sorry, one. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Sorry, this is bad. This is like no privacy at all. Thank you, everyone.